Do you ever feel like you're staring at a mountain you just can't climb? Not because you lack the ability, but because the sheer size of it has paralyzed you. Maybe it's a looming deadline, a complex project, or even just the everyday tasks that seem to pile up, creating an insurmountable barrier between you and where you want to be. It's that heavy feeling, that resistance that whispers, "Not today," and slowly chips away at your resolve. You're not alone. This isn't about laziness or a lack of ambition. It's about the invisible force that fuels our actions. Or, in this case, the absence of it. Imagine a student, Sarah, buried under a mountain of textbooks. Exam season is approaching, and the pressure is mounting. Each page seems to blur into the next. Each concept feels abstract and unattainable. She rereads the same paragraph multiple times, but the information simply refuses to stick. A wave of frustration washes over her, followed by a deeper sense of discouragement. It's not that she doesn't want to succeed, she desperately does. But the overwhelming weight of the task at hand has effectively shut her down. Procrastination becomes her refuge, a temporary escape from the daunting reality of her academic responsibilities. Social media beckons, offering fleeting moments of distraction, further compounding the guilt and anxiety. This scenario isn't unique to students. It's a universal struggle that affects people from all walks of life. Perhaps you're a creative professional facing a blank canvas, a writer staring at an empty page, or an entrepreneur struggling to launch a new venture. The common thread is that feeling of being stuck, of knowing what you need to do but being unable to muster the energy or focus to begin. It's the internal battle between your aspirations and the inertia that holds you back. This isn't about grand pronouncements or overnight transformations. It's about understanding the subtle nuances of motivation, the hidden levers that can unlock your potential. We're not going to offer generic platitudes or quick-fix solutions. Instead, we'll delve into the science behind motivation, exploring the biological and psychological factors that influence our drive and determination. We'll uncover practical strategies, backed by research, that can help you overcome inertia, break down overwhelming tasks, and cultivate a sustainable sense of purpose. We'll explore the power of small wins, the importance of creating a supportive environment, and the art of celebrating progress, no matter how incremental. This is about building momentum, creating a positive feedback loop, and rediscovering the joy of learning, creating, and achieving. It's about transforming that daunting mountain into a series of manageable steps, each one leading you closer to your goals. It's about shifting from a state of overwhelm to one of empowerment, from feeling paralyzed to feeling propelled. Consider this an invitation to embark on a journey of self-discovery, a roadmap to unlocking your inner potential. This isn't about forcing yourself to conform to some external standard of success. It's about aligning your actions with your values, tapping into your innate curiosity, and cultivating a sense of purpose that fuels your passion and drives you forward. We're here to help you navigate the challenges, overcome the obstacles, and rediscover the intrinsic motivation that lies dormant within you, waiting to be awakened. We're about to explore how to turn that feeling of being stuck into a springboard for growth and achievement. Venturing further into the science of drive, we uncover the pivotal role of neurotransmitters like dopamine, often hailed as the motivation molecule. However, it's crucial to understand that dopamine isn't merely about pleasure. It's fundamentally about anticipation and reward prediction. This chemical messenger surges not so much when we receive a reward, but when we expect to receive one. It's the anticipation of that promotion, the excitement of starting a new hobby, or even the satisfaction of ticking off a task on your to-do list that triggers this dopamine release, fueling our desire to pursue those goals. The implications of this are profound. Traditional wisdom often emphasizes the importance of delayed gratification, but neuroscience suggests that strategically incorporating immediate rewards can be far more effective in sustaining motivation, especially when tackling daunting, long-term projects. Think of it as creating a series of mini milestones, each with its own small, tangible reward. For example, instead of slogging through an entire research paper at once, break it down into sections: literature review, methodology, results, discussion. Completing each section warrants a small treat, a favorite coffee, a short walk in nature, or listening to an engaging podcast. These micro-rewards act as dopamine boosters, reinforcing the behavior and making the overall task feel less overwhelming. Conversely, prolonged periods without perceived progress can lead to a dopamine drought, diminishing motivation and fostering feelings of apathy. This is particularly relevant in today's hyperconnected world, where instant gratification is readily available. Social media, with its constant stream of likes and notifications, can hijack our dopamine pathways, making it harder to derive satisfaction from more meaningful, albeit less immediate, pursuits. It becomes essential to consciously curate our environments and activities to prioritize those that offer genuine, lasting rewards over fleeting, superficial ones. Another crucial layer involves understanding the concept of learned helplessness, a psychological phenomenon where repeated exposure to uncontrollable stressors leads to a sense of resignation and a diminished belief in one's ability to influence outcomes. This can manifest as a pervasive lack of motivation, even in situations where success is attainable. The key to overcoming learned helplessness lies in actively seeking out opportunities to experience mastery and control. Start with small, achievable goals and gradually increase the difficulty as your confidence grows. Celebrate each victory, no matter how minor, and focus on the progress you're making rather than dwelling on past failures. Moreover, consider the impact of your social environment on your motivational drive. Research consistently demonstrates that social support plays a vital role in fostering resilience and promoting goal attainment. Surround yourself with individuals who are encouraging, supportive, and believe in your potential. Conversely, limit your exposure to negative influences or individuals who consistently undermine your efforts. Seek out mentors, join communities of like-minded individuals, or simply confide in trusted friends and family members. The power of social connection can be a potent antidote to feelings of isolation and discouragement. Now, consider how this applies when you face a particularly challenging task. Instead of viewing it as an insurmountable obstacle, break it down into smaller, more manageable steps. Identify the first, easiest action you can take and commit to completing it. Once you've accomplished that, celebrate your progress and move on to the next step. Remember, motivation is not a fixed trait. It's a dynamic process that can be cultivated and nurtured through conscious effort and strategic planning. Reflecting on this journey so far, a tapestry begins to emerge, woven with threads of understanding, intention, and actionable strategies. It's not merely about dissecting the anatomy of motivation, but about recognizing its intrinsic connection to our well-being, our aspirations, and our fundamental human need for purpose. The insights we've gathered aren't isolated fragments. They coalesce into a holistic framework for cultivating a more vibrant and fulfilling existence. Picture this as tending a garden. We wouldn't expect bountiful blooms by simply scattering seeds and hoping for the best. Instead, we carefully prepare the soil, provide nourishment, protect against pests, and patiently nurture each plant, understanding that growth is a gradual, organic process. Similarly, cultivating motivation requires a mindful approach, recognizing that it's not a static entity, but a dynamic force that needs constant attention and care. The principles we've explored illuminate the importance of aligning our actions with our values, of creating environments that foster growth, and of celebrating progress, however incremental. It's about shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance, recognizing that our potential is not a limited resource, but a wellspring that can be continually replenished. This involves embracing self-compassion, acknowledging our imperfections, and viewing setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities for learning and growth. As we pivot towards the final reflection, consider the cumulative effect of these insights. It's akin to building a bridge, brick by brick, across a chasm of inertia. Each brick represents a conscious decision, a small victory, a step forward towards a more empowered and purposeful life. The bridge isn't built overnight, but with each successive brick, the path becomes clearer, the destination more attainable. Drawing these strands together, we see that motivation isn't something we passively receive. It's something we actively create. It's a skill that can be honed, a muscle that can be strengthened through consistent practice and mindful attention. It's about understanding the subtle interplay between our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions, and harnessing that knowledge to create a positive feedback loop that propels us forward. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer. It's a path of self-discovery, of embracing our potential, and of cultivating a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. It's a journey that requires courage, resilience, and an unwavering belief in our ability to create the life we desire. And as we prepare to conclude, remember that you are not alone on this journey. We all face challenges, we all experience moments of doubt, but we also possess the inner resources to overcome those obstacles and to create a life that is aligned with our deepest values and aspirations. The final message awaits, a beacon of hope and encouragement to guide you on your way. Now, as we stand at the threshold of application, it's essential to recognize that true motivation isn't about chasing an elusive feeling, but about cultivating a state of being. It's about transforming your relationship with your own potential, shifting from a perspective of limitation to one of boundless possibility. The insights we've explored aren't merely intellectual exercises. They're invitations to embark on a journey of self-discovery, to unlock the inner resources that have always been within you. Think of motivation not as a finite commodity, but as a renewable energy source, constantly replenished by purpose, passion, and a deep sense of connection to something larger than yourself. It's about finding the intersection between your talents, your values, and the needs of the world, and harnessing that synergy to create a life that is both meaningful and impactful. It's about moving beyond the pursuit of external validation and embracing the intrinsic rewards of growth, learning, and contribution. The true practice begins now, not as a rigid adherence to prescribed techniques, but as a mindful exploration of your own unique path. It's about experimenting with different strategies, observing what resonates with you, and adapting your approach as you evolve. It's about recognizing that setbacks are inevitable, but that they don't define you. They are simply opportunities to learn, to grow, and to emerge stronger and more resilient. Consider the image of a sculptor, meticulously chiseling away at a block of marble, revealing the masterpiece that lies hidden within. Motivation is the sculptor's hand, guiding the chisel with precision and intention. It's the unwavering belief that the finished product is worth the effort, the dedication to honing the skills required, and the willingness to embrace the imperfections that inevitably arise along the way. Ultimately, the quest for motivation is a quest for self-mastery. It's about taking ownership of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, and aligning them with your highest aspirations. It's about cultivating a growth mindset, embracing challenges as opportunities, and viewing failure as a stepping stone to success. It's about recognizing that you are the architect of your own life, and that you have the power to create a future that is both fulfilling and meaningful. As you move forward, remember that the journey is just as important as the destination. Savor the small victories, celebrate the progress you make, and embrace the lessons you learn along the way. And when you inevitably encounter obstacles, remember the principles we've discussed, and draw upon the inner resources that you've cultivated. The path to unlocking your potential is not always easy, but it is always worth it. The world awaits the unique gifts that you have to offer, and the time to share them is now.